In this video, I'm going to show you how to complete some basic animations in Blender. So in my scene here, I'm starting off with just a cube, and I'm going to make sure that my editor type is in 3D viewport, and I'm also going to make sure I have a window that includes a timeline. So I'm in the layout tab that has these both how I want them, but as illustrated in previous videos, you can add or subtract any windows that you want and change your workspace to how you prefer it. But let's pull this this little space up here and see what our timeline looks like. Over here we can adjust the amount of frames on our timeline. We can add or subtract the amount, just like that. And this is where our keyframes will show up, right here on this timeline. So let's start animating. I'm going to make sure that my cube is selected. I'm going to make sure that I'm in object mode. And I'm going to go over here to object properties. Here you can see the location, the rotation, and the scale. And next to each one of these fields is a little dot. I'm going to start here in 20 frames in. Let's say I want to change the location, so I want it to start here and I want it to end somewhere else. So to lay down these first keyframes, I'm just pressing these little dots. As you can see, it's showing up on my timeline here. And this is where I want it to end up. So I'm going to change location, however I want it. And then once I've changed the location, gotta put those keyframes down. So let's watch it here. I'm gonna go back to the beginning and press spacebar to play it. Here we go. We can see that it moved from point A to point B here. Let's say from here on I want it to rotate. So I want it to start here, lay down those keyframes, and I want it to end up in this rotated position. To undo, you press Command Z. Gonna move along the timeline here. And I want it to end up here. I'll lay down these keyframes. Alright, let's watch this. So it moves, then it rotates. Now I want to change the scale as well. So I'll have the scale start here. I want it to end up here. Go. Let's watch it. You may be having some confusion as to why this just looks like one keyframe. That's because this area is not expanded. So go all the way to the left, you're going to see this little arrow. You can see the summary of your keyframes. So what you're seeing was just the summary of all of your keyframes placed. And here you can see a more detailed look of laying down your keyframes. And that is how you create some basic animations in Blender.